ドジャースの大谷翔平選手は日本時間4日、敵地で行われたブレーブス戦に1番指名打者で先発出場し、第2打席で3試合ぶりとなる今季8号ソロ本塁打を放ちました。豪快な一発に通算213勝を誇るレジェンド右腕ジョン・スモルツ氏も
簡単に見せちゃっている
とその技術に驚きを示しました。一発が飛び出したのは佐々木朗希投手が2回に同点とされた直後の3回表、先頭打者として打席に立った大谷選手はブレーブスの先発シュエレンバック投手が投じた初球カーブを強振。打球は打球速度 107.3 マイル、約 172.7 キロ、角度35度でセンター方向へと伸び、軽々とフェンスを越えて415フィート、約 126.5 メートル地点に着弾しました。この鮮やかなアーチに対し、米放送局 FOX スポーツで実況を務めるウェイン・ランダッツォ氏は、
大谷があっと驚く一発を打ちましたね
と興奮気味に伝えました。さらに解説のジョン・スモルツ氏も、
彼はそれくらい素晴らしい謙虚な打者なのにあれを簡単そうに見せてしまう
と称賛を惜しみませんでした。これらの模様を日本語字幕付きでお届けします。
Will face the dangerous Shohei Ohtani, the reigning MVP, and off we go at 10:21 Eastern Time here tonight. 3-hour and 6-minute delay officially, but we have baseball on a late Saturday night, and it's quickly 0-2 on Shohei. There's an 0-2, and Ohtani reaches out to stay alive. 0 for 4 yesterday with a couple of strikeouts. The Dodgers offense has been great as of late. 10 hits or more in 7 of their last 9 games, but they won last night with just 4 hits in a 2-1 victory. Ohtani fouls it back.
There's that splitter that keeps getting a little bit better for Spencer, and his ability to throw this pitch and manipulate. You see the action moving away from left-handers. He's going to have that slider working, a lot of chase after the slider, and low breaking balls. He gives up virtually no hits on it.
Another 0-2 pitch, and a curveball misses. That splitter you were talking about, John, opponents hitting just 120 against that splitter. His slider opponents are hitting just 114. His 2 excellent strikeout pitches so far for Schwellenbach, who comes home with a 1-2, and Ohtani ropes it into center field to get things started.
Now that's what Ohtani does best. 95 plus miles an hour fastball, and he got one and probably didn't get it inside as much as he would have liked there. With the breaking ball that he possesses, he throws this ball and it comes center, and the only good news for Spencer is the ball stayed in the park. But look for the second time he faces Ohtani, if he gets into that situation, to make the necessary adjustment. That's what I was talking about, being a young pitcher who thinks his way through the game.
Ohtani is ahead of his pace from last year stealing bases. Mookie Betts takes a strike. Ohtani lifted 59 bags a year ago. He's got 9 already, past his pace from a season ago. And a check over to Ohtani, first disengagement.
Yeah, Ohtani, I think in his mind, until he's pitching in about late June, he's going to steal as many bases as he can, and then look for that number to slow down once he's back on the mound.
Shohei Ohtani, first pitch swinging, cranks one out to center. Harris back near the wall. Shohei Ohtani knocks one out to give the Dodgers the lead once more.
He's just that good. He knows that there's going to be a first pitch around the zone. He looks for a pitch, and this is a breaking ball. And he's kind of an all shucks type hitter. It doesn't. He makes it look easy.
Number 8 on the season for Ohtani, who hit 54 a year ago. And just like that, the Dodgers regained the lead. His second home run of the week. Betts hard hit ball. That's into left center field. Well, Betts is aboard, and 102 miles an hour off his bat, 107 off of Ohtani's.
Yeah, you see the breaking ball just kind of rolls right there, and I told you the hitter will tell you everything you need to know as a pitcher, and that reaction says that ball was hit a long way, and then the pitcher only hopes that there's a possibility that his center fielder could time it. top of the lineup, is so deadly for the Dodgers.
Back here at Truist Park with Dodgers manager Dave Roberts. Dave, coming out of a 3-hour rain delay, what have you thought of Roki Sasaki?
I think he's been great. I think that obviously the pitch count's up a little bit, but I think his fastball is really playing. I like the command of it. He's able to kind of sprinkle in his breaking ball, his split, but the fastball command I think is really good tonight.
Shohei Ohtani, single and a home run. Dave, we've seen that. When can fans realistically expect to see him pitch again?
Well, he threw a 35-pitch bullpen today. Hopefully at some point in time we're going to start getting him to face some hitters and do some simulated games, start throwing some sliders. So, I mean, I think if you just look at the natural progression, he's still, a couple months away.
All right, 3-hour rain delay. What did you do to entertain yourself?
I watched a little basketball, did some scouting, watched a little bit of baseball, and just try to keep the guys loose. I actually got my neck cracked and just kind of went around the clubhouse and had a little fun with the guys, kept them loose.
Dave, thanks a lot. Adam, back to you.
Man, slider this time. Gets Ozuno's only swung one time on the 10 pitches that he has seen. Went out looking at a fastball in the first, a slider here in the third.
Well, when you've thrown this, it actually acts like a slider, but it's a splitter, and that's how much it moves, and that's why it fooled. When a hitter sees a split action, the ball's supposed to come into him as a right-hander, and that one tumbled like a breaking ball. And what makes this guy, I think, again, so special is the upside of when he learns to command all of these pitches and put the hitter on notice that he could throw them at any time. See, there's that splitter that went the other way. Well, the one that we saw against Ozuna tumbled as a breaking ball.
Well, Dave Roberts' quote before Sasaki's first start was he doesn't even know where that splitter is going. Olsen walked his first time up, and now a chance for a perfect inning for Sasaki, who's had multiple walks in all of his starts so far. Olsen, the lone walk so far.
He's throwing that more like a forkball grip where his fingers are wider and he has more tumble action. When you throw a true splitter, you're going to be just more on the separation of your fingers that you would throw a fastball, and you're going to have that real late movement, kind of like a two-seam fastball that disappears. He wants more tumble action like that, where the ball falls off the table. So think about having a table sitting at home plate, and the pitch is coming in table height, and then just rolls off, drops. And hitters will tell you that that's their nightmare, because they think they've got to get ready for 96, and the ball disappears below the barrel.
A one-of-a-kind season last year for the reigning and unanimous NL MVP.
And again, it's an unrealistic conversation to have, but if you just let Ohtani do one of the two things he's capable of, he's going to set the standard in each area. That's how good he is. To do both and to do it at a level where, of course, staying healthy is almost impossible today with the way the guys are being trained to throw a baseball. But man, oh man, I don't think anybody expect this consistency offensively.
And a 3-for-3 night for Shohei Ohtani. 3 trips in the first 4 innings, and he's already aboard for the 3rd time.
I mean, last year he was a man on a mission. Of course, no thought of pitching, out all year, so all he had to do was concentrate on hitting, and what he did, he set a standard no one's seen it forever. And tonight, he's 3 for 3. He started off so bad. If you remember back in the day when they signed him to the contract with the Angels, there was talk, I think it had to be in his contract, he had to be in the big leagues, because you would have no way would have sent him to the big leagues with the spring training start. He was awful at the plate, had a hard time throwing strikes, and boy did he prove everybody wrong. It got to a level where it was just must-see TV every day, and I still maintain we may never see the true greatness of his arm because he may not be given the opportunity to pursue that long term, but his arm is as equally as good as his bat. That's how dominant he could be on the mound when healthy.
John, I remember you telling me a few years back that if Ohtani just pitched, he could be Jacob deGrom in his prime.
Yeah.
But the thing about him is he just wants to keep setting the bar higher, and the next thing he wants to do is pitch in the postseason.
Well, and that's why they're going to take their sweet time and not be in a hurry, and that's why they signed so many pitchers to complement what has been a historic problem for the Dodgers and really baseball, but they have been decimated with starting pitchers' injuries over the course of the last 5 years. So what do? They sign about 8 of them. And some of them are already hurt this year. So they're going to make sure that Ohtani is in position to slow walk this, because he can't go down in the minor leagues to get rehab starts. He's going to have to do it in the big leagues bullpen session and on the field simulated games, where they call sim games, so he can face hitters.
Really hasn't been throwing breaking balls during these bullpen sessions. It's been mostly fastballs. You heard Dave Roberts tell Ken Rosenthal earlier about a 35-pitch bullpen session. Pulled down the line past a diving Riley. It's a fair ball. Ohtani's into third, and that carom is going to allow Ohtani to score. Betts is into second base. It's 4-1 Los Angeles. 5 hits and 3 runs combined between Ohtani and Betts so far tonight.
Well, a breaking ball again, middle, and you could put a repeat on some of the mistakes that this young great pitcher has made tonight against a great hitting team that does not swing and miss much. And that's a recipe for disaster, and it's all happened really at the top of the lineup. The league and all the movement and certain things, and of course the big thing is going to be Juan Soto, right? How's Judge going to do without Juan Soto? How's Juan Soto going to do in a new team? And well, Judge hasn't missed a beat. He's been unbelievable, and you know Soto's going to get hot. He was hearing it for a while, and the last couple games he's more like himself, but whenever that mega contract and mega deal, you're going to have expectations beyond what are capable for any great player.
3-hit night for Shohei Ohtani. 10 times in his major league career has had a 4-hit game, including that magical 6-for-6 effort in the 50-50 club clinching game against Miami last year. 3 home runs and 10 RBIs in that legendary performance.
10 RBIs.
Unreal. He and Aaron Judge got to square off in the postseason in the World Series last year, and 2 names that are going to be at the forefront of the World Baseball Classic next year as well.
Yeah. How about May 31st?
Those 2 teams will square off. We'll have it right here. You'll be there for that matchup on Fox as Ohtani's aboard for the 4th time tonight. And speaking of which, another home run today for the captain of the New York Yankees.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expects him to be in the high 300s, but he is over 400 right now.
Yep.
And certainly a big reason why the Yankees, once they lost Soto,